Welcome to number 6 of our 6-part webinar series. We are going to go over dye sublimation process, techniques, and applications. My name is Lily Hunter here at Roland DGA.
And I'm Mike Sanders with TVF Fabrics.
All right, so let's go over what we are going to go over in this final part of the webinar series. We're going to look at different techniques for different applications and the best fabrics for each application. So we'll look at some of the samples that we have behind us and what is possible with sublimation printing. Okay, so the first, applications are endless. Honestly, if you look around, there are so many things out there that could be sublimated. And the process of fixing the inks onto the fabrics, it's so much better than the old ways of where there's a lot of water and washing. So it was very sustainable. It's just a different way that is so much better for the environment, and it makes beautiful things too.
Yes, it's a much greener aspect, and the great thing is, and what everybody's enjoying, is the customization.
Yes.
The customization and what you can do, because there are no screens.
Right.
And the screens are the cost. I mean, a minimal screen cost is $350 for a
one
rotary screen for one of the colors.
Yeah.
And the things you're seeing digitally are amazing, and the photography type of things that you're seeing, where they take photos and alter them or do it. That wasn't even with Galvano screens on a flatbed or a rotary. You couldn't get anything like we're doing now. And so it's really, really amazing what's happening, and we're in a really exciting time right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's take a look at a few of these applications. So we've got some flags, POP, some retail. Let's take a look at a few different sample pieces that we have for, for this type of space,
Okay.
The flags and all that good stuff.
Okay.
All right.
So we have some of the flag fabrics. The great part about a flag fabric is it can be used for flags, but also a lot of different uses. As you can see, when it puts in front of me, you can see through. We have lots of times where people will use these actually for almost like shades or shears.
Right.
And it works really, really good for that.
Yeah.
The one thing about when you're doing it for a flag is knowing what you've got. Doing dye sublimation, if you need to have 100% print through, I brought it with the sublimated. It gets maybe 50%. Sometimes if you go direct disperse, you can get 100%. But it works very good. There's also things like this, which is a fabric that is for fences and shops construction sites where they do it. The great part about this is, again, you can see through it. It has bigger air holes, so it lets the wind through. And compared to a PVC or a vinyl product, the weight, this weighs nothing. When they're on those big fences and they're on construction sites, you get the wind, they can blow over fences, they can hurt people.
Right.
This doesn't do that. 100% recyclable, great product.
Right.
And you're seeing more and more with it.
Right, absolutely. Other POP retail, what's popular? A lot of stores. The Microsofts and the
Right.
Apple stores, H&M. Just
Right.
These
So
are all different stores.
right. It could be anything from light box fabrics that go in, that get lit, and those are SEGs.
Right.
Well, we may as well get that out first, which means that you have the printed image, and then that image goes into a frame system. And there's a silicone bead that's sewn in on the edges, and that gets put in. Let's turn this. It gets turned over, put into the frame system, and that same frame system, in a matter of minutes, you can take what's in there and change it. So for stores, you probably don't even realize it when you're in a store. If you go to, the airports, all those signages, there's so much SEGs, and then you can take those out. You'll see Universal Studios, you'll see the Disney, and they're always in the airports.
Yes.
You'll see in the clothing companies, you'll see that inside. You go to an Apple store, that's all light box. It's in there. You don't even realize that's fabric that you're looking at.
Right.
So
And it's definitely lightweight. You don't, and for especially for backlids,
Right.
you know, as opposed to like a polyester or
Right.
film or whatever. It just has such a nice look, and you can fold it, and
Yes.
roll it, and stuff. It doesn't break.
And then there's a lot of it that is not backlit, that's just what we call front lit, that goes in the SEGs, that have beautiful clarity and just print up amazing. And again, that ease of being able to change out your store and change out the advertising without having to bring a crane in and have things done and costing a thing.
Right.
The people can send it out, boom, and do it. We have fabrics now also that have stretch in them. So it makes it much easier to put up. This is actually a product that we actually, from George Otto Frederick, that we supply, that won Product of the Year this year. And the great part about it is it has equal stretch in both directions. So the beauty of that is that if it doesn't have equal stretch in both directions, guess what happens? If it's stretching one way more than the other, you're going to get lines and things like that. So with this, with equal stretch, you're going to get a beautiful image. It's going to stretch the right way. It's going to hang the right way.
Right.
And also, it's a lot easier to put into the frame systems. We have one product that has it just in one direction, but it makes it, I mean, if you've done these, some are much more difficult to put in the frame systems. If they have the stretch and a little bit of give, it makes a huge difference on how they go in.
Right.
Also, we have what we call blockout fabrics. And what you have here is a beautiful printed thing, but on the back, it's blockout. And this is a complete blockout. There are some products on the market that I call them gray outs, because you can still see halfway through. But if you're in a situation where there's a seam, where there's light coming through, and you have to have something that's blocked out, this is a great product for it. The great part about it is it has good elasticity. A lot of the backings on these you have to check, because what ends up happening, if they don't give and have any stretch on it, guess what? It's a pain to put into things, and it moves. Also, some of the other ones, when you sew it, you'll get needle holes.
Oh,
so this,
you don't want any needle
so
holes.
with elasticity, that's what you're looking for. So
Right.
those are some of the products that we use for that. And the one thing on that is having consistency, because the people that do these frame systems in the POP, a lot of them are the big national chains, and they need to make sure that it's consistent and goes. These have flame retardant, finishes on them, so they don't have any issues with the burning, and everything's tested, and making sure that it's a great consistent product. Because the one thing is once these big chains start using these things, they want to call it out, and they want to make sure it's all spec'd in. It's got to be consistent. A lot of them have, Coca-Cola red, Home Depot orange, and it's always got to be the same. So tons of possibilities with signage.
Absolutely, and we already went over, even, as per our slide, not just flags, POP, and retail, but we went over the backlits and the silicone edge graphics and things of that nature.
Is the battery leave our pack?
Okay.
So I'm seeing the battery.
Do we have to start over?
No, you're fine. It caught all the other parts.
So where do we just start from this slide?
Right here.
Okay.
You're fine.
I don't remember everything I said. So the next one we'll go over are any fluorescents and things like that.
Right.
Okay. And as we saw, we have backlits and SEGs that are very, very, very popular. Not only just trade shows, but retail space and even home decor too. So it's just nice low profile frames, and just the colors pop, and you can just change it out whenever you want.
In the right place, it is just amazing to be able to see things like this. I mean, people build full structures with these. If you go to trade shows, you'll see, like you see here, but you'll see them 2 stories tall. You'll see restaurants where they do a whole back wall with that. It just looks amazing.
Oh yeah, the colors are just vibrant.
And they like again they look good in any place, like in your office.
Right.
We have new products and things like coming all the time. You can always change it out as the new products come in.
Absolutely.
And in stores, it's every sale you can change it on out.
Right, and also depending on ink systems that you have. For instance, we have fluorescent inks, and those make great accents in soft signage, decor, backdrops. So, so there are different things too that can just really add to it. So it doesn't have to be all fluorescent, but
You can use it in spots.
Exactly. So a lot of people think of fluorescent, they're thinking uniforms, because you see that more so in sports, uniforms, shoes, apparel, things of that nature, but in soft signage. And it can be, if you shine a black light on it, it looks great. So, even if people who are doing like the indoor paintball type things, then you can just change it out. Yeah. Instead of repainting the walls.
Makes it really fun.
Absolutely. Those indoor laser tags and things. So a lot of fun things you can do. And, with the option of fluorescent inks. Acoustic wall coverings too. Now instead of the bland old, one color black or gray, you can actually print it to match your decor, and you just stretch them over the frames, and the properties of the fabrics can help deaden the sound. So anywhere that's busy, hospitality areas, schools.
How many times do you go into restaurants and you can't even hear the person next to you talk because the echoes are so bad? If you do some of this type of stuff and put it in, it deadens everything. And now
and it's pretty too. Now it can just match whatever your decor is.
People are starting to do even the ceiling tiles in there and things like that. We have people that do like the shears and drape them into buildings, and that also will deaden sound. So there's so many different things that you can do for acoustic wall coverings.
Elegant look to it as well.
Yeah, and we've even done like for bands touring. They wanted to do all their PA systems and stuff, and do it with the digital print and stuff like that. It can make it really wild. I mean, it's the things are endless on what you can do with the acoustic coverings.
Oh, and this is the fun part. And we have a lot of examples of cut and sew fabrics up here that we can take a look at. So we talked a lot about athleisure and different sports apparel. So
we'll start off with something that probably most people haven't seen before, and this is a new fabric for us. What we've got here is we've got a polyester that feels like cotton, that has all the wicking properties of the polyester and has the feel of the cotton. The great part about that is people have been using spun poly for that, but the problem with spun poly is pilling. This doesn't pill. And you can do all these great type of contemporary type of looks. We did this, especially to look like something that was done on cotton and then washed down. But you can do it all in just by doing your profile to have these great looks.
Yeah. So basically, yes, we usually associate sublimation with vibrant colors, but sometimes just the muted colors just look so great.
And doing things like this is like, if you see that, there's like 3 photos there superimposed on each other to get this effect. And this is what the contemporaries and things are doing.
Yeah,
and this
you
is
see this
kind
in
of
boutiques and
this
stuff.
is where it's kind of going out from, because besides the you can only have so many performance things. You also want things that are just your normal going out to dinner type of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Traveling in this, oh my God, it has the feel of cotton and it has all the wicking of polyester.
Yeah.
So these are things that are new.
Very nice.
Swimsuits. Doing things like this are just very, very cool to be able to do with Dye-Sub. You can customize it. We have people that have sites where you can pick the artwork and then actually change the colors and do things like that. And it's just amazing. And then the other thing is leggings or outpaced denim, jeans for the first time this year. The possibilities here are endless, and all the compression tops and different things that go with it is just, the right thing to do, and using the right fabrics for it. Like with something like this, we're using an Invista Lycra, which is going to give you the best recovery. The one thing with all these stretch fabrics and what you're going to be seeing out there, if you have one and it's a cheaper fabric, it has to do with the yarn. All about the recovery when it comes to stretch and these activewear things. You don't want to skimp on it. People are paying a lot of money for these.
These could be expensive.
Yes, and the main thing is you want to have something that's going to have the right stretchability and the recovery, and after 20 washings, it's not going to be bagging and sagging.
Right. Now, is there an ideal amount of that elastic material in the polyester?
Yeah,
Because
for certain pieces, there's kind of ranges
Right,
of
right.
how much you want. I mean, the one that we use for the leggings is an 88-12, so it's 12% Invista Lycra with the polyester to make
Right, right.
that. And that's, to us, is, if you look out there and that type of things in the leggings, that's pretty close to what you'll see with all the major brands.
Okay. Now, real quick, this one, and I think you had mentioned in regards to the dyeing process and then incorporating it with something that's sublimated. So like this one, it's black all the way through. It wasn't sublimated. This was part of the
So what we've done, because so many of our customers want to add either a black band or stripes to a lot of their things, or something like this where they have the black. So what we've done is we've used solution dye, the same exact yarn, the exact same construction, everything done all in the same mill, the same machine. So it's going to be the same, but we did it with solution dyed, which means they dye the yarn first. It has the best wash fastness, because the last thing you want to do is have black and then they wash it and it bleeds into the colors.
Right.
So that's the way to do it. So if you want to, you can buy, the white and then get a roll of the black to go with it, so you can use it for your trimming.
Yeah, as you're doing the cut and sew, you can sew these pieces in.
Right. So because
and you don't have to worry about this bleeding into that
and a lot of times people don't want the black to be, they want the black to be all the way through on both sides.
Right.
They don't want the white in the back, so that's why we do that.
Right. So I just wanted to show that because we spoke about the dyeing process.
Scuba dress. And scuba's great.
Scuba, the material.
Yes, it's called scuba. The reason why, in the old days when scuba first came out, they were using wetsuit material to do it. The problem with the wetsuit material is it doesn't breathe and sweats like crazy.
Right.
Makes someone look very nice in it, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
So we've done a fabric that is scuba. It has very great holding properties. The great part about it is it drapes nice if it's being like this, but if you do something that's body clinging, it also does that too.
Right.
We did it with a very fine denier, so the hands just silky smooth, and great dress fabric. And you can see how beautiful the print is on this.
Right, the vibrancy of colors.
It's really
and
vibrant.
Stuff. And this is something that you say you want, that vibrancy and things like that. But then, and this is going to be hard to show in regards to the texture and the feel of it. So you're going to have to take our word for it. Or you're going to go visit Mike at TVF and you can see all these cool things.
Yes, and this is just another, one of our customers makes this beautiful golf shirt that they make out of one of our fabrics. And the great part about this is an interlock. Again, super durable, breathes great, and has a locking stitch. So again, trying to find the right fabrics for the right products.
And it's just the right amount of color where it has the nice vibrancy but not shocking. And sometimes you don't need, and I love bright colors, but there are times where I just kind of, need it muted.
They want to mute it down.
Right.
This is a fabric that's a technical fleece. It's got a fleece side on the back. It's for sweatshirts. Nice and thin, super warm, super breathable.
But so nice and
thin.
So
we call it, so we call it a technical fleece.
Yeah.
Good to layer with.
Right.
And do things like that. Perfect for the mornings and the evenings.
Right.
Especially here in
California
type of style.
It turns 60 degrees, we need our parkas.
Exactly.
So can't handle it. Oh yeah, board shorts.
Board shorts. There's a 4-way stretch. So this is for board shorts. It has a DuPont Teflon finish on it. So after you get done, you come out of the water, you're dry, and that's what you're seeing. That's the big trend in swimwear now, to have all that water repel finish on it.
Or even for men's, where where it's like it's sports shorts, or you can wear it as regular shorts. So you can go from the beach and get wet, and you walk around, and it's there. It's not dry.
Love black and whites. I mean, this is a black and white art piece, and I mean, the endless things you can do with this are just amazing. And you
can't do that with the screen.
Yeah.
Or multiple screens.
Exactly. Also, the same fabric can be used for a windbreaker.
Lightweight windbreaker.
And works just fine.
So many things that you can do with it, and it has a nice, was it a micro suede? Is that what you call?
Right. A micro suede finish.
Finish to it.
Running shorts, easy to do. Things like ties, countless.
Great.
I mean, you can make so many different products.
And it's not your shiny polyester leisure suit.
Yes, exactly.
But you can make that should you want one.
Right. And there's a lot of different things too. And the one nice thing with us is if you have something that you want to do custom, we can do that for you. There's nothing that we can't make. So that
About
makes it really
3,000
nice. 3,000 yard minimum.
Yard minimum.
Because anything
as
that's-
we saw how long it takes
You
to.
saw those machines.
Yeah.
It's done continuous. So to do it right, you need to be able to do it. And that's the smallest. That's almost like turning on and turning off the machines once
Right,
they get going. So
right.
3,000's the way to keep it consistent and right and to do it the right way for you.
Absolutely. Now, last but not least, and I love this, is home furnishing and decor. It is so wonderful to see the different products out there that
Yeah, this is
made for sublimation.
This is the new frontier.
Yes.
Because one thing that everybody loves to do in their home is to have something custom.
Customized.
You know, you have colors that are in there, things like that. You can't find the stuff that matches. Well, guess what? You can do it. Designers can design fabrics
Right.
for one person's home. You could never do that before. Screen costs
Yeah.
on
Well,
stuff.
yeah, just take a look at these pillows right here.
Look at
Imagine
something like
trying
that.
to do the screens for that.
You couldn't do it. There's not even a machine that has that many There's not a
mean,
rotary or a flatbed
The
that can do that.
gradients and the layer. Yeah,
Exactly.
there's just so many different
looking
things.
at something like this and looking at what's going on, you have photography with this geometric pattern where there's light print on this side here that's there. I mean, things that you can do that could never be done before, and it's just amazing. You know what we've got. We do things. You know, a polyester that has a full linen look and linen hand with a DuPont Teflon finish that you can do. That's going to wear like unbelievably, and it is not. It doesn't have your. You would never think this was polyester in a million years if you saw
No,
these.
absolutely not. And like, say if this was one of those with the zipper on the bottom where you can, and it was just a cover, you could wash this.
Yes.
And take it out, and it will still look this fabulous because because once again the excellent wet and dry crock.
Yes.
So, and that's the beauty of it all is, yes, a lot of times you're just doing spot clean, but should you ever have it in, a situation where if it's one of these covers where you need to remove it and
Right.
throw it in the wash and dryer, you could.
Well, even on this one though, with all of our fabrics that we're doing on the polyesters in our line, they all have a DuPont Teflon finish on it, which means it has the soil and stain release on it.
Right.
So you really you'll never have to do anything. If you took wine and poured it on this, it comes right off.
Right.
And-
Well, that's the beauty of it all
And then
and stuff.
if you're seeing stuff, it's hard to see this close up, but if you look at these we have chenilles, we have different types of fabrics that have very different types of looks. And the things you can do, I mean, if for instance right here, you see all these different sizes of the same print. And what's amazing here is a designer being able to do that and be able to furnish in the same room the same print in different sizes to do in a couch where the back could be one size of the print, the other could be another size of the print. You could do a lampshade to match in another size. It gives you possibilities you wouldn't believe, and designers are pretty much going nuts with this right now.
Oh, and it's just the hand. Soft hand.
Like this is a chenille. That,
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
all you want to do is get a pillow on and go, yeah, exactly. And the other
I was trying to resist doing that.
and the beauty of this thing is all these fabrics actually pass the 50,000 rub
Oh,
test.
wow.
So they're very,
Rub
very,
test,
very,
50,000.
50,000. So it's
That's-
very, very durable with all the stuff. And with Dye-Sub, there's no issues on doing this. So you can do the stuff right away and really put out stuff that's amazing.
Wow, that's beautiful, beautiful. Then just another one that's
Yeah, in fact, so we do
Beautiful.
things, I don't know if you can get a close up on this, but this is got two different yarns in it, so it has like a almost like a pattern in it. So when you're printing on it, you see
Yeah,
the
here.
texture of the weave in there. It has like a linen-y flax look going through it, and just
It really has a nice effect.
It gives a lot of character to it. It makes it, and a lot of these fabrics can also be used for draperies. So
Oh, it
so
feels
you
so
get
nice.
a lot of different things that can be done. So all the home furnishing things that we can do, it's pretty endless. So and again, the great part about it is we've only just started to see this happen now. So anybody that has a dye-sub printer can do this.
Right, right, and not limited to soft signage
No,
or apparel. You can definitely branch out and do so much more.
Yes, I mean, the polyester is not the polyester you've ever thought of before.
Right.
And like I said, these
Yeah,
are
it's
things.
not the, oh, I don't do polyester
Right.
attitude. This is, wow, I can't believe this is polyester.
Right. Every high-end designer that's seen them have been very, very impressed, and they're going, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, that wraps up our webinar series marathon.
Yes, thank you very much for being with us through this, and we hope you learned a whole bunch of tips, and know that you can always contact either one of our companies
Right,
for
absolutely.
more information.
And we thank you so much. Use all these tools to help improve your process. Pick the right fabric, ask the right questions, and we're hoping to see you guys be really, really successful
Yes.
with sublimating and choosing the right fabrics. Thank you once again, and have a great day.
Thank you.